Hello everybody, welcome back to Tundra Missionary. I am Zach, and I am back with another video. And today we are going to be reviewing none other than Sweet Freedom by Uriah Heep. So this album is Uriah Heep's sixth studio effort. And for those of you that don't know, Uriah Heep is a classic heavy metal band that was popular mostly during the 1970s. At least the bulk of their popular material was released in the 1970s. But they're a band that is still going strong today. And even though they only have one original member left in the band, they're coming out with still some pretty decent music. Their last album, I think it was Living Their Dream, released in 2018, has some pretty good tracks on it. So definitely a band that is still going strong today after all these years. So Sweet Freedom, this album we're talking about, was released September 3rd, 1973. The genre is heavy metal, hard rock, and progressive rock. And it is about 37 minutes in length. So it's a shorter album, but at least for the time that this album was released, 1973, this is a pretty average length, I would say. So who we got here on this album is, Uriah Heep is one of those bands that's gone through a ridiculous amount of lineup changes, at least during the early portion of their career. They've been relatively consistent in their latter years, but in the early portion of their career, there are a lot of people that jumped in and out of the band. And but what we have for this album here is we have David Byron on vocals, we have Ken Hensley on keyboards, guitars, and vocals. We have Mick Box on guitars, Lee Kerslake on drums, and Gary Thane on the bass. And this was the first Uriah Heep album to be released by Warner Brothers, and it also reached number 33 in the US Billboard 200 chart. So a little background information there. So let's delve into this album a little bit more, track by track, and I'll tell you guys what I think about each track. So the first song here we have is Dreamer, which is just a little under 4 minutes in length. And this is definitely a very high energy, upbeat song to start off the album. I just love the little drum intro. And then you got the guitar coming in and the bass and then the keyboards and everything. And just a very noisy, loud, upbeat song. And some great vocals by David Byron on here. And just a kick-ass song overall. The second track is Stealin', which is one of Uriah Heep's more well-known songs. And this is another fantastic, iconic song from the band. It's definitely a live staple for them. And very catchy. Some a great guitar solo in this middle portion of the song. And then a little bit of a repetitive outro, and they keep repeating stealing and stealing, but like it's just so damn catchy that it kind of forgives itself in that sort of way. The third track, One Day, is definitely a highlight for me. This song is so good, but it goes by so fast because it's only like 2.5 minutes long, but it's super catchy, and I love that bass line in the beginning, and then some beautiful vocals by David Byron, and just another shorter, high energy song to kind of keep this beginning portion of the album going at this upbeat pace. The fourth track, Sweet Freedom, is the first longer track we will reach, being about 6.5 minutes in length. And this is another fantastic song. It's like the first, like, relatively slower song. Like, it's still pretty upbeat, and definitely one of Uriah Heep's more iconic songs, and definitely a great anthem for this album. The fifth track, If I Had the Time, is definitely, if Sweet Freedom wasn't the first slow song, then this is definitely the first slow song on the album. It's got just some great keyboard work, and some nice vocals from David Byron here as well, and just a very, like, it almost, like, the best way I could explain it is that, like, if I I don't smoke weed, but if I did, I feel like this is like one of the songs I would smoke weed to. It's just like it just kind of makes you feel like nice and calm and high in a sort of way, if that makes any sense. But definitely a really cool and overlooked song on this album. The sixth track, Seven Stars, just like Dreamer and One Day, this is another relatively shorter, upbeat, high energy track, and definitely an enjoyable one. It's very catchy. It's about 3.5 minutes in length, and there's a kind of weird part in the end where they start chanting the alphabet, and kind of throws me off a little bit, but I don't know, it's catchy, and they make it work somehow. So the seventh track, Circus, is definitely another highlight. This, I think, is the shortest song on the album, being about 2.5 minutes in length, and it's entirely acoustic guitar, and it's got a little folky kind of sounds to it, and a really good, quiet semifinal. And then we reach the eighth track, Pilgrim, which is like this song's like epic finale. It's the longest song on the album, being about 7 minutes in length, and it kind of feels like two songs in one. The first part has just a really awesome piano intro with like heavy guitar in the back, and then the ending part is more epic, and just a really well crafted song overall. And that's the whole album. The version I have here has some bonus tracks, and most of them are just alternate live versions of the songs I already mentioned, except the ninth track, which is Sunshine, which I thought was worth a mention here because this is also a really good song, and I kind of wish they included it on the actual album, because 37 minutes is a little bit short, and if you put this song on there, those 9 tracks would make up about 41 minutes in length. And Sunshine's a really good, powerful, loud song that kind of works after Pilgrim. Even though Pilgrim was like the epic, grandiose finale, Sunshine kind of works playing after it because it's like a shorter, epic song, and it just kind of continues off the momentum that Pilgrim started, if that makes any sense. But it's a really good song, and I don't think it should be overlooked either. So, in my opinion, there isn't a weak song on this whole album. This album is pretty awesome, and definitely kick-ass, and one of my favorite Uriah Heep albums. Although I will admit that I haven't listened to every single album in their catalog. They have like 20-something albums, and I just haven't gotten around to listening to all of them, but I've listened to at least one for most of their eras. But I'm definitely most familiar with the early David Byron era, because that's where I think their best material is. But they have some decent latter day stuff as well. This definitely shouldn't be overlooked. So overall, that's my thoughts on Sweet Freedom by Uriah Heep. Check it out, guys. So feel free to let me know your thoughts about this album in the comments, and feel free to let me know if there's anything you think I missed or anything that I might find interesting. I'm glad to hear from you guys. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care, guys. Peace.